Hello and welcome to this special show on Rajya Sabha Television. I am Vishal Dahiya, and today we're going to talk about plasma therapy, the convalescent plasma therapy. How effective is this form of therapy as far as COVID-19 is concerned? Now, recently, ICMR's study has revealed, and they say that the early evidence from one of their randomized controlled trials on the efficacy of plasma therapy for COVID-19 has revealed that it does not reduce mortality, and also it does not prevent progression from moderate to severity of COVID-19. We'll try and understand what exactly does the study mean and how effective is convalescent plasma therapy for COVID-19. For more on this, we're joined by a distinguished panel of guests. Let me first introduce them to you, beginning with Dr. Aparna Mukherjee, Scientist E with the Clinical Trial and Health Systems Research Unit of ICMR in New Delhi. We also have with us Dr. Ekta Gupta, Professor at the Department of Virology at ILBS Hospital in the National Capital, one of the hospitals where plasma therapy is being given to COVID-19 patients, and also Dr. Suresh Kumar, Medical Director with LNJP Hospital. Welcome all of you to Rajya Sabha TV. Let me begin with you, Dr. Aparna, and let's first try and make our viewers understand what exactly was ICMR's study about and what does the study indicate as far as efficacy of convalescent plasma therapy is concerned.
Yeah, thank you. I would start with what convalescent plasma is actually. It is the plasma that we are taking from patients of COVID-19 who have recovered and enough time has passed so that they have developed they are presumed to have developed antibodies, and that plasma is collected and then transfused to patients in the hope that there would be enough antibodies which can fight against the virus that is present, as well as the plasma might also consist of other immunomodulatory proteins which may help in the patient's recovery. So with this premise, plasma has been used in other diseases as well, and that's why it is being used in COVID-19 as of now. So our study is actually a randomized controlled trial. So randomized controlled trials are the evidence generating study, since we are randomizing them and we are using a control group to compare with the plasma group, so that gives more solid evidence. So here we had 464 patients over 39 centers across India, and the results that we have got, they kind of indicate that if we talk about our outcome of mortality or progression to severe disease from moderate disease, there were no difference between the two groups of people who received convalescent plasma along with the other standard care which is now prevalent in our country, as compared to the ones who received only the standard care. So there was some soft, we could say, improvement, like viral clearance. The virus itself got cleared in higher proportion of patients by day 7 in the ones who received plasma. There was some improvement in their symptomatology, particularly the subjective symptoms like fatigue or shortness of breath. However, this did not translate into the more important clinical improvement that we were expecting. That is an improvement in the mortality rates, improvement that is prevention to the progression of severe disease. There we could not find any difference.
Okay. So how would you summarize it in terms of, ICMR study? Is it effective, not effective, or just slightly effective?
Well, if we are to summarize this study, then it is showing us that it is actually not effective in preventing mortality or in preventing progression to severe disease. That is preventing clinically meaningful outcomes which would matter.
Okay. And what about the adverse effects or side effects? Is there a possibility of that as well, which was explored in these trials? And what's the results say?
Yes. Plasma, anything that you give from outside is never bereft of any kind of, it can never be that there are no side effects. But plasma has been used since since unknown times. And so it is relatively safe. And even in our study, if we talk about the adverse events, we did have some minor adverse events like, usual ones that you have, itching and fever. But then there were we could say that it is relatively safe because safety for plasma is not actually much of a concern ever. It is more about whether it's efficacious or not.
Okay.
But definitely plasma, as in when it is used in even other indications also, there might be some situations where adverse events might happen. You can never rule that out.
Okay. Dr. Ekta Gupta, I'd like to bring you here on these two aspects because this is quite significant what the ICMR study has revealed in terms of efficacy of convalescent plasma therapy. Obviously, there are not many concerns as far as safety is concerned. Safety aspect is there, but on the efficacy part, it does not seem to have too much effect on bringing down the severity of the disease or bringing down the mortality.
Okay, so like my viewpoint would be from the standpoint of a virologist, since I am a virologist. Now, there is a viral infection and these viruses have proteins, the antigens, the targets, and the body makes the antibodies. Now, these antibodies go, just I'm bringing you to the logic sense, they go and bind and prevent the virus from attacking the body further, brings down the infectivity, brings down the antigenicity and the viral load. Now, from many years onwards, plasma therapy has been tried in many viral infections where you know that the antibodies are formed and they are neutralizing. Same way in SARS-CoV-2, it is a new viral infection. We really do not know how much effect it has and how it brings out the clinical symptoms in the patient's body. Now, when you're talking about a virus, yes, there is a virus. It does produce antibodies, and these antibodies in vitro, in other models, have shown their neutralizing effect. So this was the basis of thinking that this plasma therapy would be efficacious, and this has shown it does neutralize. And as Dr. Aparna has said, that the viral titers significantly fell down from higher viral titer to less viral titer. But here, why the efficacy did not come, why the effect which we were expecting did not come, can be because this COVID-19 is a new disease, the SARS-CoV-2 is new. Most of the clinical symptoms and the destruction in the body it gets is because of the cytokine storm. It is not per se because of the virus. It is not per se because of the viral load. There are many, many other factors because of which the clinical severity, clinical disease is occurring. So the plasma therapy to an extent has helped in neutralizing the viral load, bringing down the virus titer. But yes, could not help, as the results have shown, the ICMR studies, and there are a couple of other studies, in actually doing wonders in the form of that, making a patient symptom-free, taking it out. But in few patients, I think, which subsequently Dr. Suresh, who is a clinical person, can add on to this, it had shown that in the moderate or mild, it had some effects in the way that they were neutralizing antibodies and they could neutralize the virus and bring down the viral burden. Now, what it did not help was that because of the other immunological and the cytokine storm, the illness, it could not make the patient actually symptom-free and immediately act like an antiviral or a wonder drug. So the other drugs are also showing the same, like people are just trying. It is a new virus, it's a new disease. We are still under the evolving phase of understanding this disease, and that is why the result of one clinical trial has come, and it was a well done large scale clinical trials, and we do agree to what all findings the researchers have presented. But as a virologist, the viral infection has shown that there is antibodies, and these antibodies can neutralize the virus. Okay. So this is one positive hope for virologists, and this is what we are hoping, that even if this has not worked, then probably the vaccine which would come should show its effect, and we are able to have some victory over this infection.
Okay, okay, very clear pointed out by the Dr. Ekta that more we do research or study on various aspects of COVID-19, we get to learn and understand the virus and its effect more clearly. Let me bring in another guest here, Dr. Suresh. Dr. Suresh, from your point of view, from a clinician's point of view, how would you look at this particular results of this particular trial, which has been a study which has been conducted by ICMR on the efficacy of plasma therapy? Because plasma therapy, convalescent plasma therapy, was seen as one major success as far as tackling COVID-19 is concerned.
First of all, I must congratulate Dr. Aparna for a very larger study, and the result, she just discussed that there is no mortality benefit, and at the same time there is some symptomatic relief in the COVID patients. And we did two studies. One was the pilot study in the beginning of this pandemic, and then we are right now conducting a larger study on 400 patients in association with the ILBS and the Maulana Azad Medical College. We have already completed around 100 subjects, and initially the results were very good, but we were a little bit disappointed in the severe category of the patients. So we just discussed all these issues that this plasma therapy is not going to help in this severely ill patients, those who are on ventilator, those who are already have the multi-organ dysfunction. And we revised our protocol, and now we are giving plasma therapy in the moderately patients, where we found that it is really helpful. There is a much improvement in the symptoms, patients' well-being, and as we have not analyzed the data of this larger study because it's an ongoing study, and once we have all the data and all the subjects completed, then only we can tell that what is the exact result of this study. But we can definitely tell the panel and all of the participants that this is useful in moderately ill patients. As I can give you the example, that initially the HCQS, everybody was behind the HCQS. HCQS is the very wonderful drug. HCQS decreased the viral load, and many of the countries has purchased in large amount. Even it was exported to many of the rich nations, and it was found that it is working. But subsequently, a study came in the New England Journal of Medicine, more than 5,000-6,000 patients, where it found that HCQS is no benefit. So suddenly we have changed the HCQS hype. That HCQS was at one point of time, HCQS was very good drug. All the leader of the world were making statements, scientists were making statements, and then they did the randomized control trial. And in the randomized control trial, it was found that HCQS is no more useful. There is no more mortality benefit. So every time science is you have a new development, new research, big studies are coming up. Similarly, in the remdesivir, if you see the remdesivir, all over world we are using remdesivir because there is no vaccine for coronavirus, and this remdesivir also have no mortality benefit, zero mortality benefit by remdesivir, but still it is widely used because there is a much benefit to the patient, there is a faster recovery, and there is a symptomatic relief. Okay. Similarly, in plasma therapy, what we have observed in our patients that there is a definitely symptomatic improvement, and as the madam was telling, Arpana herself said that there is a decreased viral load in ICMR study also. So this decreased viral load maybe in the longer study may be correlated with the some other outcomes. So it's very premature to share to make a conclusion that this work or this does not work, because you need thousands of patients before making a definite recommendation.
Okay, so it is indeed a work in progress, but this particular study which has come out, and as Dr. Aparna, would you agree with what Dr. Suresh is pointing out there, that the convalescent plasma therapy might not have effect on bringing down the mortality rate or the progression from severe to moderate, but on moderately ill patients it does work?
Yes, theoretically, that was the idea, that the less the disease severity it is, then there'll be more a viral load already, which can be neutralized, rather than in the late stages when the virus may have already disappeared and it is the inflammatory situation which is causing the harm. So yes, and as Sir said that we need more evidence. One RCT can never be the reason why we change our practice. But then, yes, RCTs are the basis of evidence. Like what we are till now taking as evidence are very large observational studies. But then observational studies, even if they are very large, they actually don't give you a conclusive evidence. So RCTs, more RCTs from our country, from across the globe. And once a pooled analysis of that is done, then we can actually reach to some conclusion that whether, yes, it is efficacious or not.
Okay, and are there going to be any fresh guidelines as well coming in from ICMR based on the new data which has come out based on this RCT, or are we going to wait for some more study which needs to be conducted? Because earlier this particular therapy has already been put under the list of investigative therapies.
Yes, it is. It is. Right now, it's under the investigative therapy off-label use of convalescent plasma, and it is being widely used. Once this study is peer-reviewed, that is reviewed by the scientific community, and it comes out gets published in a proper journal, the National Task Force and the joint group which actually looks into these guidelines will take a call. They will have a discussion and then they will take a call as to what. Okay. By then, more and more evidences will actually come out, because even yesterday in preprint, the same server where our study has come out, there's been a study from Chile, which is a small study, but then they actually tried to give plasma early versus late, that is within 7 days versus later on. And again, the same thing, they didn't actually find that giving it early was benefiting anything. So from across the globe, there would be more studies coming in, and so call can be taken.
Okay. Dr. Ekta, you're saying that, the more we do these RCTs and, we get to know evidence-based research, we can understand more about how this virus works. This is exactly the way we are trying to learn more about SARS-CoV-2 and the COVID-19 disease itself. Now, the facts which we have based on this study, and as Dr. Suresh was also pointing out, that there seems to be some effect on more moderately ill patients. So on that aspect, how would you as a virologist relate to the way, we might be trying to battle this particular or fight this particular virus?
So, yes, I agree with Dr. Suresh, and like our center is also doing along with them. We have done one earlier trial, and now a second larger study is going on. And what we have seen that once the, as we all know, that the inflammatory storm starts in the patient's body, that is the severe category, and multi-organ failures are there, then probably the neutralizing effect of the plasma therapy and the beneficial effect are not getting to show. But yes, in the moderately ill patients, we have seen few good results. We really have seen the timing, as mentioned by the Dr. Aparna, is another important thing which people are now showing, that what should be the right time of administration of this convalescent plasma, so that the maximum beneficiary effects are seen. So with one trial and two, three RCTs, I think we are still very new, and in understanding this virus and understanding the disease, how it behaves. And as rightly said, that everything is under research, under experiments. The aim is same, whether it is the antiviral, whether it is plasma therapy, whether it is any other treatment modality, is to save as many lives as possible and actually to decrease the morbidity which is causing and the mortality of the disease. So all of us are working toward the same. Whatever evidence we are getting, everybody is now, thanks to the research team, the ICMR, the other teams, and the web platform, that immediately you have a result and you put it as a preprint version for everybody to see, so that more and more experience is being shared globally. People are learning, we are understanding, and everybody is trying their best so that the lives of the patient, ultimately, which we are interested in, can be saved, the mortality is saved, and it can be brought down to almost, we have a victory over this virus. So definitely we need more studies, more results to show people, to share their experiences, so that we understand what is the mechanisms happening and how this replication of the virus, the pathogenicity is causing, the disease it's causing, can be brought down, so that we ultimately win over this virus.
Okay.
So I think this is the need of the hour, and all of us are working, people are trying, because when you do not have any resort, when the patient is finally in the hands of a clinician and you really want to save, you try everything possible.
Okay.
And so just putting it across that there are few results which are showing that this therapy is not working is not right at this moment. I think off-the-label trial is there, and clinicians, depending upon the case to case, what they're seeing, I think they should, use whatever means is available to save the life of the patient. This should be our aim.
Okay, thank you. There it is, Dr. Ekta. But before we bring this to an end, Dr. Suresh, I'd like to bring you in here for a concluding comment as a clinician and as somebody who is involved with more research work on convalescent plasma therapy and also with the treatment of COVID-19 patients. What would you advise as of now, the efficacy of convalescent plasma therapy that is concerned? Dr. Suresh?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying as a clinician, what would you advise as far as the efficacy of convalescent plasma therapy is concerned, not only from the research point of view, but also from your experience of dealing with COVID-19 patients?
You see, Gulab Medical College and Loknayak Hospital have successfully treated more than 7,000 patients till this September 19. And we have thousands of patients coming every month. And you see, the people are very apprehensive about the treatment. As we all know that there is no definite cure for this deadly virus. There is no vaccine. We have a lot of dates coming that this vaccine will be available in year end or early 2021. Till then, we all are doing our maximum efforts to save the life. As Dr. Ekta was just discussing, that our aim is to decrease the mortality. So how we can achieve that? By giving the drugs like remdesivir, giving the plasma, giving the steroids. And as a clinician, I can say that all these approaches are working. Steroid is very good in some of these patients. Plasma is very good if it is given at the correct time and a good protocol is followed. If you have a proper selection of the patients, as we discussed, that if you give the plasma at the right time, the right type of patient, and you exclude other conditions,
Okay.
then it helps. Similarly, if you give the remdesivir is not for all the patients. So we have the multiple options with us as a clinicians, and our experience with the plasma therapy is limited. Study is ongoing. We have this randomized trial, which just Madam has given some hope that there are plus points and there are the negative points.
Okay.
That there is no mortality benefit, but at the same time, there are some symptomatic relief. So similarly, we are sure that if we have a big studies or larger study, which can give the future direction and conclusion about the role of plasma therapy, because last week only, the AIMS guidelines were released, and AIMS guidelines clearly stated that plasma can be given in a moderately sick patient.
Okay.
So plasma therapy is not a magic bullet that you give the plasma and everything be all right. It's not. Plasma therapy, proper selection is important, proper follow of the patient, and you have to see the patient free from all other parameters like
Okay.
the patient have other complications, patient have coronary artery disease, patient have uncontrolled diabetes, patient have some kidney problems. Then it's very difficult that we cannot give plasma to all the patients who have other problems.
So all factors will have to be considered.
It's very important. Yes,
Okay.
it's very important.
Okay.
All
Okay.
aspects must be considered.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Suresh out there, Dr. Ekta and Dr. Aparna for bringing all these details to our viewers. As our panelists are pointing out, this is all about the efficacy of convalescent plasma therapy, as we know, based on the latest RCT, that is randomized controlled trials conducted by ICMR, which clearly point out that it does not help in bringing down the mortality or bringing down the severity of the disease from severe to moderate. But as our other panelists are pointing out, it does work or seems to work in moderately ill patients. And there are several factors which affect the efficacy of convalescent plasma therapy. Studies are ongoing. We will get to know more details, and as those details come out, we'll try and bring them to you with a panel of experts as well. Till then, keep watching Rajya Sabha Television.